So this is my first tip on how to add more value as a QA engineer. And that tip is to contribute to the conversation. Yes. Contribute to the conversation. What do I mean by that? So, especially if you are working in an agile environment on a Scrum team in particular, it can still be done in Kanban, but definitely on a Scrum team. There are so many meetings in agile that you have so much opportunity to contribute to the conversation. And what does that mean to contribute to the conversation? So let's take some of the different meetings that we have. We have our refinement where we go over the stories to make sure that they make sense, and we point them saying what level of effort that's going to take to work on this. There's the acceptance criteria in there. So ask questions during the refinement about the acceptance criteria. Does this make sense? Is this clear? Do you have any ideas that could grant a better user experience? What are the risks of approaching it the way that we are approaching it? Offer some mitigations for it. What can you do to make it easier to implement this story, this ticket, to make sure there's not many risks involved, that anyone who reads this ticket, because I remember one time, I think I told the story before. I'm fairly new to this team at maybe 3 companies ago. And the product owner writes this ticket saying, I want this done. And we didn't really question it. The software engineers, me, and I'm not even familiar with the ticket, with the application yet, right? I'm new to the team. And they say, we're just about done with the story. And I'm thinking about it, something doesn't seem right. So I go to the product manager. I'm like, hey, did you mean this or did you mean that? And he's like, I meant that. And I was like, oh my God. So are you telling me we just wasted the past 2 weeks working on the wrong thing? And he's like, yeah, isn't it obvious? I'm like, apparently not, if none of the software engineers or myself knew what the hell you were talking about.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So now we lose 2 weeks of valuable development time and time to get to market because no one understood the acceptance criteria. And now that cost us money. And like your car says, isn't it obvious? I'm like, you know what? Please just state the obvious. State the obvious in your acceptance criteria. Let's have some bullet points of what we're looking to accomplish. And now, so that led me to understand, because I was very, very new to the Agile methodology at that time. I took a course on Agile. Shout out to the courses, right? I took a course on Agile, but being as a QA engineer, coming from more of a waterfall environment, I was like, okay. So now I question everything, right? Everything. I question it. And I'm like, okay, what does this mean? Is this clear? Are we going down the right path? Let's write it out. What am I looking for to validate? Have we considered this? Have we considered that? What are the risks of doing it this way? What's going to be the user experience? Is it going to be crappy? Is it going to be so hard to understand? Because being a QA person, you get to see what the users are going to go through. And you have to be an advocate for the users as well. So my first tip on adding more value as a QA engineer is to contribute to the conversation during whatever meeting there is, refinements, planning, retrospectives, stand-ups, whatever the case may be. Contribute to the conversation, all right? All right, that's my first tip. Shout out to the first tip.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.